So we are going to continue discussing about greed. Okay, in Burmese, there's a saying called like this. All right. What does it say? Yeah, only Yagluga. Okay, like a monkey with coconut. What does it mean by that? Want to discuss? Have you ever heard of that word? Yeah, only yeah. What is your mom always tell you that, right? Every now and then, not always. Every now and then. Hi. Coconut. What is coconut? Okay, so since we deal with greed all the time, the Buddhism and the Burmese culture has a lot of famous sayings. Okay, we'll be discussing a few today. So one is Mia only one, a monkey, okay, get a coconut. Okay, the monkey wants to eat that coconut. How many of you actually tried to cut the coconut to eat it your own? It's not easy, right? It's fairly difficult, especially if you have a coconut with all the hair outside. Cutting it, opening it, drinking the coconut water, and eating the flesh inside is fairly difficult. Okay. Now, this example, look at the video. This example. Okay. Why we symbolize greed with this example. All right. So, anybody want to guess? Yeah. Okay. Let's look at it.
There's a well-known trap used by hunters to catch monkeys. What they do is they take a coconut, they cut a hole inside the coconut, empty it out, they make the hole just big enough so that the open hand of the monkey can fit in the hole, but the fist cannot. They put some kind of bait, like fruit, inside the coconut to lure the monkey in. They tie the coconut to a tree and then they wait. What they found is that monkeys are greedy. The monkey sticks his little hand inside the coconut to try to pull the fruit out, but can't get it out. And when the hunter approaches, they try even harder to try to pull the fruit out, but they can't do it. And then the monkey gets captured. All that monkey had to do was open his hand, let go of the fruit, and it would have been free. But his greed blinds him. His attachment to the prize is so strong that he sacrifices his life for it. Silly monkeys, right? Maybe not. What is your coconut? What are you holding on to that is trapping you? And if you could just let go, you would be free. Could it be money? Could it be your ideas about happiness that you're holding tightly to? And if only you just let go, then you could truly experience happiness. Could it be your anger? If you forgave that person and let go of your judgment, then you could be free. Or maybe you have an idea in your mind of what your perfect partner looks, acts, and smells like, and that is trapping you. And if you could just let go of the idea, then you would be free to see what might be right under your nose. No matter what the attachment is, isn't it time to let go? Do not sacrifice your happiness, your peace, your life for man's version of a coconut, unless you just like being a monkey. Peace. All right, now I'm about to eat this.
So it's a explanation about our greed, and we cannot let go of things. Okay, very beautifully show you where this word miao only come from. Now, when the monkey gets a coconut, right? So the hunter puts stuff inside the coconut. It could be a banana. It could be something that the monkey would like, right? So the monkey finds this, wow, that's the food I like. Put the hand in, grab it, right? When you make a fist, now, of course, the hunter makes the opening just about the size that you can go like this. But when you grab it, now your fist become bigger. Unless you let go of it and fold your finger a little bit, you will not be able to get it back out, right? So that's what a lot of hunters use to catch the monkey, right? So now, as he put it, what's our coconut? What's your coconut, right? Everybody has your coconut. It could be something that I really want, and I know I shouldn't. I know it's useless, right? It could be a little ring, but you're attached to it. Without that, are you going to die? Not really. But you're so attached to it. You're looking at it. You're rubbing at it. You can't let go of it. Okay? It could be tiny thing, right? It could be a little toy that you used to sleep with when you were young, but you can't let go of it. Right? Even if your mom tells you, you know what? You are already in your 7th grade. Why are you still holding that little toy? I'll buy you a better one. I'll buy you a bigger one. No. I don't want that. I just want my toy. This is what I have been living since I was little. Okay. No, it's dirty. No, I want it. And you cry like crazy. Okay. So that's your coconut, right? Thomas, you have a question. The gorillas probably are a lot smarter, so it might not work, right? They likely could, yeah, but the monkey they can't. Coconut's really strong. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's the example. So anybody want to share me if you have any coconut? You want a Cybertruck? Okay. All right. iPhone? Yeah. Okay. Anyone else want to share? If you know you have a coconut like the monkey. All right. Okay. So now there's another thing. Okay. That's actually came from Buddhist scripture called Miao Ne. What does it mean by that? Glue. Okay. So monkey glue. So I'll tell you the story because I do not have a cartoon or movie on this. Okay. So that's from the Buddhist scripture. So long time ago, other way of catching a monkey by hunter is a hunter, monkeys like what? Bananas, right? They put a bunch of banana on a tree. On that tree branch, a hunter will paint what they call monkey glue. It's a very sticky glue. Okay. Once you're stuck to it, you cannot pull it out. So hunter will go into the forest. He'll carry a bunch of banana. He'll put the banana on that branch of tree. He'll put all these monkey glue. Okay, it's a special type of glue, just like super glue today. So now a monkey will come, look at, oh, this banana, I like it, right? So he will get approach, and to get there, he'll put one hand on that branch to reach the banana. Now, that moment, he noticed that his one hand is now stuck, right? So he thinks, not a big deal. I think I can do it. So he still will try to catch the other one, but this one's not letting go. So he will use another hand. That's what happened. Both hands are now stuck. So what does he think? That I will use my one foot. So he will do this and kick out. Now what? Now 2 hands and 1 foot stuck. What he will do? He'll use the other foot. Now the other foot is stuck too. So both hands and both foot are stuck. This guy is now like that. There you go. What else he will do? Monkey?
Tail.
Well, tail would not hold wide. So monkey will try to, I'm going to bite that out, right? Monkey will use his head and try to bite it. Now guess what? His mouth and face and head is now stuck. The hunter can't easily get it, right? And that's the example that how powerful the greed to us is, right? So one, you are attached to one thing. It might be that, you know what, it's just one moment. So for example, I'm studying too hard and I just want to go play a game, maybe a few minutes. A few minutes become, an hour, maybe sometimes several hours, to a point that you fail your test. To a point that by the time you notice that, oh my goodness, I'm not done with my homework yet, too late. So that Yangsine or monkey glue, you'll hear that from a lot of monks when they preach about greed. Okay, so this Nyaondi you will hear that from your parents quite a lot. If you get a toy and you're playing with it and you're so busy with it, you're attached to it, your parents will use this. And Nyaosine, the monkey glue, you'll hear that from a lot of monks talking about greed. Okay. Now, Spanish. Some of you are in Spanish class right now. What does loba mean in Spanish? The what L-O-B-A? Loba. Meaning? Wolf. Okay. So Spanish say loba because it's ferocious. You know about the wolf, right? Yeah. Wolf, if they want something, they are after you. They will fight to death, right? So the same thing, loba is so powerful. So now there's another example. Go read this for me. How many of you ever drunk seawater or ocean water? Okay. How does it taste? Salty. How many of you drunk seawater a lot? Not because you're swimming in the ocean because you want to beach with your parents and just water just came into your mouth and you spit it out, right? Because it's so salty. But any one of you ever try? You know what? Ocean water is so clear, so beautiful. Let me drink a lot. How many of you ever tried that? You did? Wow. What happened? And anything happened to you? How much did you drink? 2 mouthfuls? Did anything happen to you? No?
I tasted it. It didn't taste so bad because it was like from a different area. When I tasted it was actually ocean, but like that one camp from y'all went, I don't know. Like, and then I was like, yeah, this shouldn't taste bad. I drink a lot of it. Like, oh my god, it tastes horrible.
Very good, Yadi. So Yadi said it will make you more dehydrated. Why? Why would it make you more dehydrated? Because it's salt. How does salt do for you to become more dehydrated? Soak your tongue. How does that work at the cellular level in your body? What's the pH of your blood? pH 7? Okay. Now, the seawater, the salt water, what do you think is a pH? Is it acid, base? What's salt? Salt is mostly the seawater is a salt or base. Now, what's the pH of your drinking water, regular water? Near 7. Okay. So, but it's not exactly identical as your blood, right? Now, the seawater is a salt water. It's very concentrated, right? Now think, normally we human beings drink only regular water, okay? The drinking water or potable water, not salty water, not seawater. When you drink the seawater, it's very concentrated. What will it do? It will pull all the water in your body into your gut. Very soon, what will happen to you? You will pee, you will poop. You will have diarrhea, you become dehydrated. Now, what do you need to do? You need to drink more, right? Imagine your boat capsized in the ocean. Now you're on the lifeboat. You have no water on your boat. There's water around you, right? Yeah. So what are the chances that you will do? Would you really not drink that seawater, or chances that you will just drink that seawater, the ocean water? The chances that you will drink the ocean water, because look around, oh, that's a lot of water, right? You don't have anything. You don't have any water filter. You don't have anything to cook. You have nothing, okay? So chances that you will drink that ocean water, very soon what will happen? You become dustier. You will become more and more dehydrated, and you drink more and more and more, right? That's why we compare the greed or the lava with the drinking the ocean water or the seawater, okay? So such thing as sequence ill. No, your seawater, you can't really quench the seawater. If you drink it, it will never end, okay? Yeah, you definitely will die, right? So don't think that, oh, it will never happen to me. It is happening to you right now. Because when you look around, what do you see? Water, water, more water. No, when you look around right now, in our human life, what do we see? Humans who are greedy, right? I'm greedy, Thomas greedy, Wynn's greedy, Skylar's greedy, everyone's greedy, right? So what do you feel? You feel like that's normal, right? Not only me, you know, those people online are greedy too, right? Those people in the class are greedy too, right? Kira's greedy, Andrew's greedy, Jackson, everybody's greedy. So what do you feel? Oh, that's normal, right? Then you just do it. You become greedier and greedier. So you really need to understand why our ancestor, why philosopher, why Buddha, why your parents give you certain examples. These examples are so powerful. And you really need to understand the underlying, the reason, the chemistry. Because you go to school, right? Don't accept it because your parents tell you or I tell you, right? What's the big deal about it, right? Oh yeah, if you drink seawater because it's salty, you will become thirstier. That's not enough for you, right? You are a very smart student going to school, right? You're learning chemistry. So you really need to understand. So you really need to understand the underlying why our lobha, our greed is just like drinking seawater. Thomas?
Greed for
For the air though, Yes, definitely it's the same thing, but not as bad as the seawater. Because if I close your nose, I close your mouth, you will be hunger. You'll have air hunger, you can die from it, right? But nobody will breathe more just because you're greedy about it, right? Breathing does not make you to breathe more. You just breathe what you need. But drinking seawater is a different thing. You can't resist. You have to drink because you become dehydrated. Okay. So let's look at it. Why drinking seawater will make you be thirstier.
71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water, but only 2.5% of that water is drinkable, with the majority of the remainder being found as seawater. So why is seawater undrinkable? Long story short, it's too salty, and in an attempt to get rid of that excess salt, our kidneys eliminate more water as urine than we take in as seawater. As an adult, we have about 5 liters of blood flowing in our bodies right now. It plays the important role of helping to deliver oxygen and other nutrients, serves as a highway for our immune systems, and helps control the concentration of electrolytes bathing every cell in our bodies. What do I mean by that? If there's one thing water likes to do, it's dissolve stuff, especially soluble compounds that hold a charge like most metals, or those that are polar like sugar. These can all be found in our blood, and have to be held at an appropriate concentration for our cells to function. One of the most important to consider, because of its sheer abundance, is sodium, which when combined with chloride is simply salt. If sodium levels rise in the blood, water rushes out of cells via osmosis and into the blood to lower its sodium concentration, leaving behind shrunken, parched cells. If sodium levels drop in the blood, water rushes out from the blood to increase its sodium concentration and into cells, causing them to swell up. Luckily, we have kidneys, which help regulate sodium concentration. In some regards, they care more about sodium than they care about water itself. If you eat salty food, your kidneys have two main responses: send signals to make you thirsty in the hope that you drink water to account for this extra sodium, and concentrate sodium into urine to get rid of some of the excess. With seawater, our kidneys' regulatory mechanisms simply aren't enough. They make us thirsty, but we don't have any salt-free water to drink. They continue to concentrate sodium into urine, but can't concentrate it enough. Some estimates put the maximum concentration of sodium in our urine at about half that of seawater. So to get rid of all that extra sodium, with there being less sodium per unit volume in urine than in seawater, they have to get rid of more water than we took in. In an effort to regulate sodium concentration, our kidneys dehydrate us even further.
So our lava is just like drinking salty water, drinking the ocean water or the sea water, right? So whatever we drink, the concentrated fluid, doesn't matter whether that be seawater or salt water or whatever it may be, then that liquid is being absorbed in our body. Now, if it is not absorbed, it will pull water from your body into your gut and you have diarrhea. That's why if you drink seawater, okay, one thing you will notice that you will have diarrhea that same night or next day, okay? For that reason, you're dehydrated. Not only that, when a lot of salt is absorbed into that, oh my God, I have too much salt. What do you need to do? A lot of salt, right? Now, when you try to pee it out, the salt pull water with it. So you pee. I did. Why? Well, unfortunately, back in medical school, my medical school, we are required to taste our own urine. That that was crazy, right? So, well, if you ever taste your urine, you'll notice that it's very salty. Now, if you are dehydrated, okay, your 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 urine will become even saltier. It pulls water. Because of that, you become more and more dehydrated. Now, again, as I said, if you're in the middle of the ocean, you have no other thing to drink, and you're really, really thirsty. Have you ever tried not drinking water for like a day? Ever? Yeah? Yeah? And that thirst, feeling of thirst is so strong. All right? You become either the same thing, just like if you want something, if you have lava in you, what happened? You want your iPad to play game. Your mom took it away. What happened to you? You cry, you're angry, you throw temper tantrum, you stamp on the feet, you yell at your mom, right? That start with lava going to the anger, right? That go ahead. No. Okay, so because of that, the lava is just like drinking ocean water or seawater. You can resist, irresistible. And once you drink it, you want more and more, just like playing one game. You want 1 minute to 10 minutes to 1 hour to 10 hours, so you want to play it forever, right? So same thing with smoking, drug, sex. It's all because you want it more and more and more. It will never end till you drop that. Just like drinking seawater. You become tired, but you can't resist. You know that because you drink that seawater, dehydrated, but you still want to drink more till you drop that. Okay. The question is, can I read that for us, please? Are we? Okay. So, are we? What do you think? No? Well, if you're dehydrated, you have no saliva. Good thought, though. Now, other question is, are we attached only to pleasant things? You might think that, you know, I am attached only to my toys, my games, because those are pleasant to me. I'm attached only to my mom and dad and my house and my car and my toy and my friends and my iPhone, this and that. Because they're pleasant, they look nice to me and I feel great when I have them. But sometimes we attach to things that we don't like, right? Now, how many of you ever regret? How many of you like spicy food? Some of you, right? Some of you are unique. I don't like that spicy, but I like that spicy food, right? So how many of you ever eat like crazy and then after that you regret because very soon, hot here, it's hot in your, when you pull it hot in your ears, right? How many of you feel like that? Yeah, right? While you're eating, you feel great, but very soon, oh my God. And a few hours later, it's hot, it's hot up here. And maybe in the evening or next day, it's hot here, right? Then regret. But how do you resist? I am not going to eat that anymore. What do? You eat it again, right? So don't think we attach only to the good stuff, right? Sometimes we attach to things like this, right? We are attached to things. What kind of syndrome is that if you're attached to someone who torture you? Someone torture you, okay? Someone harm you, but you adore that person. You are attached to that person. Stockholm syndrome, right? So there is such a thing as Stockholm syndrome. So, but you really need to understand our mind is weird. Sometimes we're even attached to people who torture us, right? So for example, if someone bully you, okay? Now imagine that day. Do you remember that bully or do you remember the other friend? Who do you remember more that day? The bully one, because you're angry, you're thinking about that person. But very fun, you probably might fall in love with that bully. Be careful, right? So that's the Stockholm syndrome, because that's also based on the chemistry in our body. Our greed sometimes so weird. Just like you like spicy food, even though you regret a few minutes later, a few hours later, or maybe the next day, when it is hot here, when it's hot here, when it's hot here, but you go back and eat again and again, even more spicier food. Why? You don't know, right? So let's look into it. Why? Why is our brain wired that way? Okay, so because you don't get what you want, the law will lead you to anger, right? You don't get the iPad that you want to play a game because your mom took it away. You become angry. Why do you become angry? Okay, so you become angry first because you don't get what you want, or your heart, you're scared, or you're frustrated. Now, either because this is from greed, or because your heart frustrated, then you become angry. That anger makes you to feel in control. Only when you're angry, you feel like that anger is making you in control. Now you are attached to that anger, and now anger becomes your coping method. So later down in your life, every time you don't get what you want, you react by being angry. Whether you fail your test, whether you just are not happy with the temperature around you, whether the food that your mom is giving you, you don't like it, you're just angry. Now, sometimes what will happen is that you don't even know why you're angry. You're just angry. That's because your coping mechanism went this way. I read this for me. Okay. So this is also a very famous saying. Those of you who are angry all the time for no reason, imagine if you're angry at someone, even worse, if you're angry at something, right? You're angry because the weather is cold. What happened to that weather? Nothing, right? You're angry because it's too hot. What happened to that sun? Anything will happen? Nothing will happen, right? So, but, right? Sometimes you're angry to a friend, but you're at home. Your friend doesn't even know that you're angry. Who's suffering? Is that friend or you? You, right? Now, the holding onto anger. Now, we're talking about, we're not talking about anger here. We're talking about not letting go, right? We're talking about greed, right? We're talking about we as human beings are holding into things that we shouldn't. We hold to things that we don't like, right? So that's the idea that I want you to get. Don't think we're holding to things that we love. A lot of times we hold into the things that we don't like, okay? So here's an example about anger. You're angry, but you can let go of it. You know that that anger is going to kill you, right? So that's why Buddha said, holding onto anger, or you can let go of that anger, is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing at someone else. You are the one that gets burned. Now, if I grab a burning coal so that I can throw at someone, but I'm not sure whether I will hit that person or not, but what I'm sure is I'll get burned, right? Now you can replace that with the coal with poop. If I want to throw poop at someone, what do I have to do first? I gotta look at the poop. I gotta grab it, touch it, right? And throw. To throw it, I gotta get it closer to my mouth and nose. But our human nature is so weird, right? We can't make good decisions. We don't mind throwing poop at others. We don't mind throwing coal at others. It's that we're getting burned. We're the one holding the poop. Okay, so that is the problem with us, that we can't just let go of it. Not only the good things, but also the bad things we're holding. Okay. So if you let go of things, and if you know how to let go of things, what kind of benefit do you get? Okay, we're going to read just one article today. So, story of Die Quickly Nandi. That's also a well-known Burmese saying. We call it Play Hit Nandi. Okay, have you ever heard of that? No, never. Okay, now, so let's read then, and then I will explain. Okay, so Kathleen, read this for us. In Buddhanussati. Very good. So that's simple, right? So his parents used to donate things, and he continued to do so. All right, Kevin, read this later. Isi Patana. Okay. William, after the construction. Now read this again. After the construction, he donated it to Buddha and Sangha. As soon as the donation water fell on the Buddha's hands, there arose a great celestial mansion in the Tower St. celestial realm for Nandi's use. How could that be? You're donating one thing here. How do you get to the other realms where the let's say I'm a human being right now, right? If I want to go to animal realm, let's say I want to become a dog, or I want to go to the heaven. First, what gonna happen to me first? I gotta die, right? But here, not there yet. He just donated. The moment that he donated, there is a mention in higher realm. How could that happen? Okay, somewhat you're right. Good. Okay. All right. So now let's read a little more. Okay. Now, moment that he donated, okay, a mention happened in the higher realm for him. Now, at one point, I explained to you that our life is parallel, happening just like I put my fingers here. Okay. Now, did my finger go over there? No, this is just the image, right? But is it related to my finger? Yes, it is related to my fingers, but are they my fingers? They're not, right? But those images, does it carry some energy from here? Yes, right? Now the same thing, life. So the science also accepted today called parallel walls. There are movies about it, okay? So it's just like that. It's just like an image. I put it, boom, right away, right there. Now the donation, dana, nekama, all these has power just like that, okay? Now, this story is a little more interesting than that. So let's read a little more. Read, children. So I'm sure all of you know who Shin Maulana is, right? He is one of the powerful disciple, the most powerful disciple of Buddha. So because he has all this supernatural power, he goes to the different upper realms and even to the hell. And he asks. So one day he went up to the upper realm and he found this very beautiful, huge mansion that he didn't see before. So he asked, whose mansion is this? So, and a lot of angels, all these, the guardian angels came out and said that this is the mansion of this person. They said, how could I know this guy? He just donated the temple to Buddha. How could that be that the mansion's here? Okay, so then Shimoglana went back. When the Venerable Mahamoglana, descendants of Nandi, they feel very lonely. They want him to come up to the upper realm. So what are they wishing? They wish he had died as soon as possible. When the Venerable Mahamoglana arrived back at the human world, he went to the Buddha and asked him, Venerable Sir, for those who perform meritorious deeds, do they have mentions and the other wishes prepared in the Deva world, even while they are still living in this world? Buddha replies as, Maulana, why do you ask so? Have you not yourself seen the mention and the riches waiting for Nandiya in the Davatisvar Deva world? So it does happen. right? So Nandi made offerings out of belief in karma and its results. Remember, I told you that you're going to really understand and accept the law of karma, the cause and effect. He offered ansu respectfully to the bhikkhu who went round for collecting ansu to his house daily. He donated the necessary material requisite to bhikkhus occasionally. He also dispensed charity devoid of clinging here. Devoid of clinging and attachment to offer, right? You don't donate not because you want to be famous. Okay? You don't donate because you want to be richer. You don't donate because you want to apparent. You donate because you can let go of it. So that's the key, right? When you donate, yes, you can always ask for things like, okay, because of this donation, I want to be the top student in the class, right? I want to be rich. That's okay, but that's not optimal, right? Because you have greed stay attached to it, right, Yeti? So the key here is, number one, you believe in karma and its result. Number two, you devoid of clinging and attachment to the offerings. When he's doing donation, he did not harm himself nor anyone else. Things that you donate. Let's say, for example, you want to donate something to the monk. You want to donate chicken to the monk. But if you have to go kill that chicken, is it good? No, right? So he did not harm himself nor anyone else. He had the great monastery built at Isipatana and had it furnished well. Then he donated that monastery dedicated to Buddha and order of bhikkhu. He donated things in accordance with the 5 attributes of Sapurisada. Owing to this meritorious deed, the great celestial mansion and the celestial world appear in advance in the Tavatis celestial realm even before he died. So if you know how to donate, if you know how to let go of things, the benefit is instantaneous, okay? Now, the other part of the story is his wife, on the other hand, is very stingy. Yes, I talked about that before, you're right. At one point, I talked about that. So what happened to the wife?
The neighbor left her like the mansion, and she thought that it was good, but she wasn't there.
Okay, all right, William, good.
So after she trashed and the people's food and all that stuff, I think the house vendors or whatever sent her to the mansion of Nandi's mansion, and he says they were like, "This is Nandi's mansion. We're gonna leave it. This is what Nandi's gonna be when he dies because he donated all stuff." And she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna do that because I'm her wife, his wife, actually." And then he said no, and they brought her back. They brought her to hell. And this is where she's gonna be.
Very good. So even though he is so generous, his wife is the other way around. His wife very stingy. His wife, even though he donates, because her husband's rich, he is donating. So she still does the thing. But in her heart, gosh, these monks, lazy, bored guys, eating all my husband's food, taking away my husband's property. Because of that, and she died early. So once she died, so she was first taken to the upper room, and they show her, hey, that mansion is your husband. And she said, oh, that's mine then, because my husband, and when Nandi donated stuff, I help him cook. I donated with my own hand too to the monks. But guess what happened? No, because yes, you donated with your hand, but your mindset is you're greedy. You're angry at those monks, right? So is the total opposite. So if you're donating like her, you'll be the same boat, in the same boat. So they said, well, because your mindset was the greedy mindset, and you're even angry at those monks, and you're even angry at your own husband for donating things, you don't belong here. And they took her to hell. Now, whereas Nandi, Nandi died a little longer later, and in the process of dying, okay, Nandi just couldn't die. So guess what happened with all these mates at the heaven? No, they're fighting the beautiful angels. They're waiting for Nadia to come up, right? So he just can't die. So they can't wait anymore. So they came down, and what did they say? So that we can help you, right? So that's how the Burmese what they had Nadia come from, okay? Now, even though this is not a curse, right? They had Nadia mean because you did such a great thing that someone else want you to leave this bad realm and go do a better realm. Okay, so what I want you to learn is that when you do donation, the key is your mindset. You're gonna know how to make great donation, right? Not because you want to put it on your Instagram or Facebook and you're taking a picture of it. A lot of time today, that's what happened, right? Instead of your mindset, okay, I'm letting go of this $200 that I'm donating to Pompo. Instead, hey, take a picture of my donation. Oh, let me take the picture of the receipt. What's your main focus? You want to be famous. You want to be acknowledged by your friends, right? Then you think you'll get that on? No, right? Well, you'll get some benefit, but it will not be as powerful as Nandi did. Okay, so letting go of lobha, letting go of greed, also require you to understand the basic nature of our mind, understanding the law of karma. Okay, so I'm going to stop here tonight.